Hello, my name is Camille Fowler, but I prefer to go by Millie. I will be presenting my practicum on the summer I was a camp supervisor at Lifetime. A little bit about Lifetime. Lifetime is a luxury gym founded by Brian McCarty in 1992. Lifetime provides multiple other amenities like a cafe, spa, Lifetime Work, and the Kids Academy. Lifetime's mission is to provide an entertaining, educational, friendly, and inviting experience of uncompromising quality that empower everyone to live a healthy and happy life. This is one thing that attracted me to Lifetime. They have a set core of values that are instilled into all their employees, and their mission is a very big part of their company and truly what creates their company culture. Diving deeper into the area I will be presenting for my practicum, Lifetime offers a Kids Academy, which is a basic gym daycare that is year-long, but the branch of the Kids Academy is a seasonal program, such as a summer camp. To understand the Kids Academy better, it is a high-class daycare for ages 3 months to 12 years old. It has a maze, gym, shaded turf, room for arts and crafts and other activities. There is also a pool, rock wall, and classes kids can attend, but sign-up is required due to safety concerns and schedulings, and the children must be at least 5 years old to participate in the activities. While Lifetime provides activities for children ranging from classes to kids' events, there are many incremental differences from what a standard gym daycare normally provides. There are scheduled events and seasonal programs that last more than 5 hours, sometimes all day, where parents can leave the facility, like summer camp and P&Os, which stands for Parents' Night Out. These events give parents the comfort of knowing their children are being looked after while they are not around. The seasonal programs and events are only for members to make sure we can provide each child with personalized attention and care. The camp allows for swimming, gym games, arts and crafts, engineering, rock wall climbing, swim lessons, tumbling, and sports, as well as field trips on Friday to museums, parks, and movie theater, and the camps last from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. The summer camp hires 18 years and older and keeps a ratio of 1 instructor to every 10 children, but for field trip it lowers from 1 instructor. It goes to 1 instructor to 7 children. The ratio is a very important aspect of camp due to its direct relation to the safety of the children and the awareness of the counselor. It is maintained by the supervisors, but is helped with the counselors to be aware. The position I had was a camp supervisor, which is a seasonal position that was perfect for me due to the fact that I am from San Antonio, Texas. Before this position, I worked at Lifetime for 2 years, starting as a camp counselor and moved up to camp supervisor. This position was offered to me in the middle of the summer of 2022. In the summer of 2023, I assumed the supervisor position for the whole summer. The roles for this job are promoting kids' activities and events, maintaining summer camp inventory and order, creating and coordinating staff schedules, daily activity schedules, and field trips according to state and federal guidelines. With an understanding of what my role as a camp supervisor was, my responsibilities, to be specific, included creating lessons plans for ages 5 through 12. Because of the range, I created 2 sets of lesson plans, one for ages 5 through 8 and the others for ages 9 through 12. The ratio of 1 counselor to every children is used in the camp. The ratio affects the number of counselors scheduled for each day. Keeping the members happy is very important, so it is the supervisor's responsibility to find a balance between satisfying the members' needs and negotiating agreeable solutions for both parties. During this job, I had to converse with parents about difficult topics and disciplinary issues. Along with parents and the children, the counselors and other staff also played a huge role in the camp's success. Motivation among employees is very important. Enjoying their time during work creates a healthy work environment and overall satisfaction for the members and employees, as well as developing positive relationships among coworkers. Teamwork is very important, and making sure I was setting up my team in the proper situations to be successful led to efficient work and happy members. But before I was a camp supervisor, the time at Lifetime was not always inspiring and positive. In the summer of 2022, while I was still a camp counselor, I developed most of my skills due to an unstable work environment. Lesson plans and groups were not ready before camp or before activities, which created a difficult and stressful work environment for the camp counselors. The counselors were consistently rushing into and out of activities because there was nothing prepared, and this allowed for less time for activities. Upset parents were looked over and children's requests were ignored. Parents became upset and resulted in the loss of children from camp, and our reputation had a negative impact. Discipline was not handled properly by the management. While it was the supervisor's job to establish guidelines of the rules, there were protocols in place for children who were consistently misbehaving, and the managers often ignored the counselors' comments and write-ups for the children, and the problems were not being discussed with parents. The disciplinary protocols were also looked over or set aside by the supervisor to make the members happy or because it took too much resources, and this caused the counselors to be irritated and unmotivated to be involved with the children. They spent most of their time trying to gain control of their group, which resulted in an environment that was stressful and chaotic. There was also an ethical problem among the leadership because it was based on fear, intimidation, and favoritism in terms of scheduling. This led to the camp not being run properly and a lot of problems in camp structure and with members. Eventually, the general manager and corporate stepped in, and it resulted in the termination of the camp supervisor. Because this was sudden and I had prior experience in camp, I volunteered to take on more responsibilities to help them. The plan for improving. After the termination of management, the general manager wanted to get an understanding of the problems at hand and how to solve them. So she approached the employees who have a history with Lifetime and asked us to give feedback, positive or negative, to help the camp. After this meeting, I decided the best course of action was to develop a SWOT analysis with some of my coworkers to improve the camp for employees, children, and parents. The strengths that camp already had were the willingness of camp counselors to be involved. The counselors were motivated and involved with the children when their time was not taken up with disciplinary actions. The children enjoyed the activities provided by the camp, but there were certain activities the children enjoyed more than others. This led to arguments and fights among the children, and because it was difficult to discipline the children, it became a very chaotic environment. And because the activities were not organized beforehand, it was difficult to expand the reach and education of the children. Lifetime has a competitive advantage compared to other camps because of its amenities, for example, the pool, rock wall, and the ability to go on field trips every Friday. While the camp has its strengths, it also has its weaknesses. These weaknesses were not the camp itself, but a result of leadership and ethical dilemmas. Some of the weaknesses were how the disciplinary issues were handled relating to parents and children. The children were overlooked, and the problems were not discussed with parents. And this made the parents upset, and some families left camp, even though there were already protocols installed that were not being used. The organization of the camp was also a big weakness. The lesson plans were not ready on time. Scheduling consisted of the same counselors every day, and there was a lack of communication between the supervisor and parents. All this trouble led to a high turnover rate for the upcoming year in the camp counselors. Many counselors did not come back the following summer or worked in a different area of the gym. With the problems in camp, there are opportunities to excel with the proper commitment. There was motivation and involvement that was present among the counselors but were taken advantage of. When the counselors enjoy their time at camp, it makes it more enjoyable for the campers. This can be achieved by creating separate spaces for the older and younger children. This allows each group to focus on their activity instead of getting distracted and arguing. Also, the lessons plans were to be created or set out before the week or even the day, so it did not affect the counselor's scheduling or activities. And creating a strict disciplinary protocol for misbehaving children that included the communication with parents in a 3-strike protocol. After 3 strikes, the child will be removed from camp. And lastly, the children excel in a consistent and stable environment, so making sure they keep the same counselors in the morning shift and afternoon shift, or putting a set number of counselors with each age group so a relationship can be created. Along with any change, there are threats. The threats I have considered in the changes I proposed to the general management are the disciplinary protocols included removal from camp, which can cause parents to be upset. I can understand if a parent were upset over the new disciplinary protocols if it were to get to the situation where the child were removed from camp. But Lifetime is a summer camp and not a school with trained professionals, so being aware of what we can and can't handle is important. And the possible removal from camp, it could create a bad reputation for Lifetime, but this is a risk we would be willing to take. The results. In the summer of 2022, we began implementing these changes after the toxic leadership was removed, but we didn't see reliable results until the summer of 2023. The results we saw were from implementing the disciplinary protocols created and the children and counselors enjoyed camp more, and the parents were happy with the communication and excitement of the children. This was also affected by the organizational structure because the lessons were created a day or week in advance by the supervisor or an extra set of hands. And how my classes at UD helped me. The classes that helped me at UD were my business ed class, communications, operations management, and leadership organizations. These classes showed me how to navigate this situation and showed me how to lead my team to a better and more successful camp. The skills I learned. I joined Lifetime because I was attracted by the culture and its push for an active, healthy, and happy life. During my first interview, they were attracted to the fact that I was a student athlete, meaning I was comfortable with the work-life balance. I also had a history with children, which led them to offer me the job. Because of my history as a student athlete, I had discovered skills such as the importance of commitment, teamwork, confidence, and leadership. After my time at Lifetime, I developed my skills and learned new ones such as time management and motivation, how to use scheduling and corporate software, navigating difficult situations, and negotiating skills. Even though I had confidence and leadership skills and my abilities as a student athlete, the job helped me develop my confidence and leadership in other ways besides the sport I participated in. In conclusion, I enjoyed my time as a camp counselor and a camp supervisor because it provided me with new skills and developed old skills. It had led me to be open to new situations, no matter the difficulty, and leading and motivating a team. Although this was not a normal internship, I feel as I am prepared for what is to come after college and me going into the workforce. Thank you for your time.